A man's out on the Green River, just fishing. Quiet morning. Then he sees it, something pale, floating right at him. He thinks it's a doll. He leans in, and it's not a doll. It's a girl. He panics, starts rowing for shore, and that's when he sees it. The second one, on the bank. How many more are in this river? I'm Cole, and this is Midnight Files. If you're new here, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a case. It starts in Washington State, on a river they call the Green River. One day a body turns up in it. A girl floating right out in the open. Somebody walking by spots her and calls the police. When they pull her out, they learn who she is. 16 years old, a kid. She worked the streets at night, one of the girls who hung around a strip called SeaTac, all clubs and bars and shady corners. But they have no idea who killed her. What they can tell is how. She was strangled, choked, stripped, and thrown in the river. So they opened the case against a suspect with no name and no face. 3 months later, 1982, another call, another body in the Green River, another girl, Deborah Bonner, same story. She worked the night on that same street, SeaTac, and the second they line the two cases up, they see it. Same strip, same kind of girl. This is one guy. Same killer. Both of them. So they dig, they ask around, they chase leads, and they get nothing. Then one day a man named Robert heads out fishing on the Green River. Line in the water, enjoying himself, when he spots something. A body, a woman, dark-skinned, naked, floating on the surface. At first he thinks it's a doll, then he gets closer. That's no doll. That's a person. He's terrified. He backs off and paddles hard for the bank. And on his way in, right there on the shore, he finds another body. He nearly loses his mind. He calls it in. The cops pull both girls out. One's 16, the other's 18. Now the detective on this case is named David, and David already knows the earlier victims. So when these two land on his desk too, he says it out loud. This river isn't a crime scene. It's a graveyard. It's where the killer dumps them. So David grabs a boat and works the river himself, back and forth, scanning the trees along the water. And he finds her, another girl, and here's what chills him. She hasn't been dead more than 24 hours. They lock it all down. A cordon around the river. Same signature every time. Strangled, stripped, dumped, and every victim worked SeaTac. Every one. Who is doing this? It's driving them out of their minds. Same street, same kind of girls, same age. He takes them, assaults them, strangles them, dumps them. Over and over. And nothing gets them closer. They just watch him keep killing. So in 1982, they do something drastic. A press conference. And they tell the public the truth. Flat out. We failed. We've kept this quiet a long time. But we can't catch him. There's a killer out there. He's hunting victims on SeaTac. The whole city panics. Parents terrified. The girls on the street scared. Everybody asking the same thing. Who is he and why? Because he's out there right now hunting his next one, and he is not going to stop. So they go big. 25 officers, a whole task force, all of them on this one case, the Green River Killer. Every lead, every tip, every suspect, and the months drag, and they can't crack it. Then it gets worse. Even after the warning, 2 more bodies, and this time not in the river, in the woods just a short distance from it. Looks like he stopped risking the river. Maybe he knew they were watching, so now he's dumping them nearby in the forest. And as they work that scene, they stumble onto something, by pure accident. 7 more bodies, out in the rural areas not far off. Now the count hits 15, and those 7, same thing. SeaTac, strangled, naked, same killer. This is a monster. But how do they get to him? So they do something extreme. They raid every vice spot in the area and arrest everybody. Every man looking for a good time, every one of the girls, the shop owners, anybody walking that street. Thousands of people, and they interrogate every last one by one, and they get nowhere, except one girl. She says, "Listen, I've got something. There's this guy, a regular on SeaTac, and I've had a bad feeling about him." They ask why. "He's always trying to get me to go off with him. Every time he's hiding, never lets you see his face. Always pulling girls off into the dark. I never felt right around him. You know his name?" "Yeah, old regular. His name's Jerry Ridgway." So they bring Jerry in, question him, print him, and nothing sticks, just routine. They cut him loose. Time rolls on. Then it's 1985, and they find a mass grave, 15 girls in it. On top of the 15 they already had. 30 bodies now, and everyone worked SeaTac. So our guy's not slowing down. He's getting bolder, and he keeps switching it up. The river, then the woods, then the rural areas, then way out in the middle of nowhere. And don't forget, this is 1985. Forensic science back then was bare bones. But right about now things start to change. The technology catches up. They can finally cross-reference suspects across cases, pull every name tied to similar reports and line them up. Almost like an early algorithm. Out of 100-some cases, here's a name that shows up in more than one. Same person. And guess whose name pops out? Jerry. Turns out Jerry was a suspect way back. A shop owner had reported a young guy with a truck who took one of the girls. And she vanished. Turned up dead 5 days later. The truck? Jerry's. They'd searched his place, found nothing. And now they realize he'd been flagged before that too. The girl's tip, and in an even earlier case. Girls who disappeared, turned up dead. All of them SeaTac. The pattern lines up perfectly. So they grab him again. Samples, house search, top to bottom. He's the strongest suspect they've got by far. And still, if not one piece of evidence to pin on him. So they let him go, but this time they say, "No, we watch him." Around the clock, officers in shifts, eyes on Jerry, and one day, he walks out, no idea anyone's watching, gets in his truck, and drives straight to SeaTac, and they watch him work the girls on the street, just like always. That's it. That's the strongest proof yet. So they arrest him again, and come at him hard. "We've got you. Talk. Confess." And Jerry says, "Never. I've got nothing to do with this. Look at me. I'm married. I've got kids." They search the house. They ask his wife, "Anything strange about him?" And she says, "No, never. My husband is a very, very respectable man." The truck? Clean. No hair, no blood, no clothing. Nothing. So they take their samples. But back then there's no DNA testing yet. So they take that sample and put it away in the freezer. And every so often, another body. River, woods, who knows where. Until the count reaches 48 girls. 48. Same street. Same method. Dumped naked. Scattered everywhere. Then comes 2001. From the early 80s all the way to here. And in 2001, the technology finally arrives. DNA, so they say. Pull the old cases. anything with samples, especially the Green River Killer. We took a sample off a guy back in 1985, still in the freezer. Bring it! Let's test it! So they run Jerry's sample against every victims they'd kept, and through one of the geneticists running it, it comes back a perfect match. Exact. The DNA on Jerry matches the DNA on the victims. The man who killed them is him, Jerry. They arrest him and lay it all out. Every piece of evidence. This time there's no way out. Confess. And Jerry just looks at them. All right. I'm an old man now. I'll tell you everything. And he confesses to all of them. But then he hits them with something nobody saw coming. He's got a book, a ledger, laid out like a table. Took this one on this day. Killed her. Dumped her here. Clothes there. And the next. And the next. 48 crimes, all his. There were even cases they didn't think were connected. And he goes, "No, those are mine too. That one I didn't strangle. I used a rock. Here, I'll give you that one." And he gives them names. Real names. And they dig where he buried the victims' clothes and belongings. And they find them, right where he said. That's how the Green River Killer was finally exposed. Jerry Ridgway, life in prison, and he's still in there to this day. Never died, an old man now, still behind bars. His case shook Washington so deeply they made a movie about it. They even called it The Capture of the Green River Killer. And that was the end of our story.